What does that sound like to you? That song. I like it, but it sounds like something, like some kind of old hip hop
Drum
beat.
line. Nick Cannon.
Okay, I could see that. All right, well, welcome back to Blue Blooded, your favorite college basketball podcast. I am your host, Ryan Hammer. I am not alone today. I'm in the studio with the producer, Big Brother extraordinaire, on camera today. Adam, you were away last week. You got the week off.
We're back.
Where did you go?
I went to the beach, which was not very good beach weather.
I heard there was a hurricane for you.
It was not great. We got 2.5 out of 7 beach days, but vacation time is always well spent. I apologize to everybody listening that I am not Evan Mia, but here we are.
Let me just add that no one asked where you were.
Yes.
Not a single person.
That's honestly, I prefer it that way.
Well,
Leave me alone.
okay. I wish they would do the same to me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We are back, though. We're in the studio. We have a nice episode for you today. It's full mailbag episode today. Usually Q&A is the ending segment. We do 10 minutes or 15 minutes on Q&A because I love to hear what y'all have. But it's all Q&A today, baby, at the bar.
I think maybe, by the way, during the season, we should insert some of these. During the season, you're going to have more questions than ever.
We will.
We'll insert some of these episodes in during
for sure.
off days.
And right, exactly. And maybe there will be like a 2 a week every now and then.
We'll
do stuff like this. But before we get into anything, even into the news notes around the country, you'll notice if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, we got new jerseys in the studio, baby. It worked. Brooke Savage started off with ETSU, and now, like I said, you're a coach, you're an admin for a team, whatever. You send your team's jersey, it goes up on the studio. So behind me, we have DMV A10 rivals, George Washington, here we go, GW and VCU. They're literally shoulder to shoulder. They're actually they're hitting each other. And then behind you, if you're listening, we got a Boise State orange Broncos script jersey and an App State jersey out of the Sun Belt. I love we're all over the place right now. All over the place. High school me or college me would be going crazy thinking about just the random supply of jerseys, unique college basketball jerseys that are here right now.
I mean, they're really sick, so thank you. What do you think about when I say App State? I'm curious if this is an age thing.
Say it again?
What do you think about when I talk about App State?
I literally think of mountains.
Okay, so this is an age difference between you and I.
You're old, okay.
They upset Michigan in one of the biggest college football upsets of all time.
I do know about that.
It was the biggest story ever. So every time I hear App State,
what year was
I
that,
think
give or
of.
take?
Early mid-2000s. I'm taking a complete guess here.
Okay, so okay. College football is not my forte either, but I do recall that. But I think of mountains.
I mean,
anyways,
they are in the Appalachians. 2007, by the way.
Shout out to GW, Coach Caputo. Shout out to VCU and the staff. Shout out to Boise State. Shout out to App State. We will have more jerseys soon for you. Without further ado, let's roll into the news. News and notes around the nation. We got one thing that I'm very excited for. Penn State, who's not one of the power conference teams that everyone looks forward to that much, but they released their non-con schedule. It wasn't good. But you saw the one game that we're talking about today.
You and I have been talking about this game before the schedule was even released.
Penn State, a Big Ten school, is going to the University of New Haven in Connecticut for their third ever D1 home game, New Haven. So their third ever D1 home game, they're hosting Penn State. I was told by someone that basically Penn State's going there for 1 year, and then New Haven's going to go to Penn State for 3 years in a row for free.
For 27 years.
And for free, though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they're basically saying don't give us buy game money. Come to our school one time in our first year of D1. I might have to go there. It's November 8th, I think, first weekend of the year, on the Saturday when the season starts.
Let's get some Sally's a pizza.
Yeah.
Let's get some modern
It's
pizza.
crazy. It's the gym is so small. Did you see it?
It's a small high school gym, not even a big high school gym.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty pumped about it. Obviously, we are local. I have been telling you for weeks now.
I know
that I would like to go.
And I originally told you that I probably couldn't go.
You did say that.
I don't remember why. I checked my calendar.
I do, but I don't want to.
Now I'm gonna.
I don't want to impart any secrets that you have.
Oh, for other traveling?
Yeah.
I think I'm good to go.
That's not the fun one that we talked about?
Nah, brother, I think I'm good to go.
All right, nice. Let's go.
I think I'm there.
Go Chargers, baby.
I think I'm there.
Go Chargers. Leave it. I will never turn down New Haven pizza and Big Ten basketball in one trip. You remember that.
Okay. Big Ten basketball is a stretch. Although it might look like a Big Ten game, to be honest, at some point.
I mean, Big Ten basketball team and pizza.
That'd be a crazy upset, even though Penn State's not going to be great. It'd be unbelievable.
Go New Haven.
That does lead. It led me into thinking, by the way, looking at Penn State's schedule, completely non-New Haven related. But I've been noticing a lot, and everyone's been taking notice on social media, of a lot of the power conference schools and they're like, we call it analytic manipulation in their schedules. Like everyone's trying to get to the tournament, of course, and I think you see certain like ACC schools kind of scheduling a lot of really shitty opponents just to like beat them up and on their KenPom scores and ratings and stuff, so that they get analytical boosts in their resumes. Iowa State, or in TJ Otzelberger's earlier years, a couple of years ago, used to do it a lot more than they do now. I remember that for sure, but it's become a problem, I think, because like the schools we have up here are great examples actually on the jerseys. The VCUs, the GWs, the A10s, the Mountain West schools, they are kind of getting fleeced out of things because the power schools have always been a little afraid, but they're more afraid than ever to go to like a decent school, a decent sized school like a Dayton, who wants to go to the UD Arena and play at Dayton? Not a single person on planet Earth, unless you're in the A10 and you have no choice.
Right.
So the bigger schools are unwilling to do it. Like think about if Ohio State went to go play at Dayton and they did a home and home.
Yeah, they would never do it.
The Virginia VCU thing would be awesome. We talk about Maryland and some other schools like that. Like
Maryland and Georgetown finally playing this year.
They're both power schools. Okay. It's not part of this. Maryland and George Mason, home and home. How about that?
Probably wouldn't happen. You're
exactly. Right. It's gotten to a point where it's kind of an issue. And I think, like, in a utopian society, it'd be great if, like, I don't know what it would be, the NCAA or whatever it is says, like, hey, you know what, basketball, everyone's got to do one of these home and home in a level above and below you, or if you're a power school or something like that. It's annoying because, like, you see schools like Penn State. I brought up Miami's schedule a couple weeks ago on the podcast, how their schedule is so bad. And I think that is, like, a great example where, like, schools are just playing really good teams or really, really bad teams. And that's exactly how it is.
I think part of the problem is that there's not one answer for what, A, the committee looks for, but more importantly, B, what analytics look for. And I'm going to use Maryland as an example here for 1 second. A, because it's
you always put Maryland into the show, but sure.
But just for a second.
Okay.
The reason that they were so highly ranked by the analytics last year is because they beat really bad teams by literally 60 points.
Right, it works. I'm not saying it doesn't work.
But if you only beat them by 30, it doesn't work.
Right, but you play teams that are like hard. I'm going to read you Penn State's schedule.
Go for it.
And they're not going to be good, and they're going to lose a lot of Big Ten games.
But they're not going to lose these
They're
games.
Playing fair. By the way, they do play at Dayton, actually, but it's an exhibition game.
Oh, that would have been so funny.
So random. They play at Dayton.
That would have been so funny.
They're playing home against Fairfield, at New Haven, home against Navy. It doesn't look like at LaSalle, but it's in Philly, but they're playing LaSalle.
Ooh.
Home against Harvard. They're playing Providence at Mohegan Sun. Then they play BU Sacred Heart Campbell at home, Pittsburgh in Hershey, and then NC Central at home. That's one of the worst power conference non-con schedules I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, Providence, Pitt are not going to be great power conference teams. Harvard could be decent, but you're playing teams at levels that, like, even if they're great mid-majors, they're never going to be to the level where it matters at all. And, I almost hope that schools like this drop a game or two that they shouldn't be dropping.
Yeah. It's a bad schedule. I will say, out of all those, playing LaSalle in Philly is cool. But to your point, if that's the best thing on that non-con,
the best thing is playing at New Haven.
Then we have issues.
Yeah, the best thing is playing at New Haven, and that's the problem.
I by the way, totally agree. Very cool of them to do that.
Yeah, sure.
By the way, New Haven's first away. So this is New Haven's second home game.
Oh yeah.
Their first away game. Welcome to D1 basketball at UConn.
What's the line going to be for that?
A lot.
Let's guess. I'm going to guess
59.5.
No shot.
Sure.
37.5. I'll say.
Okay.
I've never seen a line.
I'll
over 40.
take the over.
You'll take UConn?
No, I'll take that the line's going to be more than 30.
Okay, we're not a gambling show, but we are setting lines about lines. So, all right, other news and notes. Last thing I mentioned to you before the show, John Wall retired from basketball. Kind of. He is going to be an analyst for, I think, Amazon Prime as they take over NBA coverage. But John Wall retiring got me, like, sitting there. I almost did one of those, like, the memes where, like, they're kind of, like, head in their hands, and they're just like, damn, like, this is real life right now. Because John Wall is, like, no matter how good you think he was one of the better one-and-dones of the generation and of all time in college basketball. He's up there at least. The John Wall dance, he hitting the Dougie and stuff before games, like the swag. He was amazing too.
Yep.
Like, no doubt, he was absolutely unbelievable.
It brings back memories for me too. Again, dating myself, but like I remember doing the John Wall dance as a college kid on the beaches of the Bahamas. Like
Spring
it was
break?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
turn up.
Not important, but like the John Wall dance was big then. He played for the Wizards while I was in Maryland. Like John Wall is a cultural icon. I love John Wall.
That's a good way to say it. He's more than a basketball player. And when I hear John Wall, I'm a college dude, but I think of Kentucky before I think of the Wizards.
Me too.
I think there are a lot of people out there who do even though we're college
No.
dudes, like,
I think of Kentucky first also, just to be clear.
Yeah,
But
he's like there have been one and dones, but like to me growing up, when I saw him, I was like, damn, didn't realize freshmen could be this dominant. He looked like a grown ass man out there.
he pretty much was.
Then he started throwing up gang signs and getting fined, and he's kept throwing gang signs.
All right.
I loved it. Gang sign John Wall is one of the best players in NBA history. That is a known fact.
More players should do that.
Well, I'm not saying that, but gang sign John Wall is tough. That's what I'm going to say. That's all I got for news and notes. I said this is a mailbag episode, so let's get right into it. We got questions from you guys on Instagram and Twitter. We appreciate all the questions. I'm going to let you fire away with the questions. Cool. We have 9, I think, right?
Yeah, we got 9.
9 different topics that we're going to go over.
9, and I have a 10th one that I know you've already seen.
Don't know what that means, but go ahead.
Okay. Number 1 comes from Caden Wishman. What is the best game that you've ever been to, and what game are you the most excited about this year? That's a big question.
Well, what game I'm most excited for this year is Penn State at New Haven.
Yeah,
obvious answer. I did realize this morning, that same day, Penn State's at New Haven.
Okay.
Have to be there. And then later that night, Alabama is going to be at St. John's in the Garden. I didn't like if people don't know Northeast geography, New Haven and New York City are very close.
Yeah.
That's a day trip right there, doing both of those. So if anybody's in Jersey or in the tri-state area,
start the day with a pizza and the day with dollar slice on the corner.
I don't know the exact times.
Cool.
I hope that it's like going to be like a 1 and like a 7 or 1 and 8. That'd be amazing. I would do that in a heartbeat.
That would be a great way to start the season, Ryan.
Yeah, that'd be great. Best game I've ever been to. 2 come to mind. San Diego State FAU Final Four 2023, I think that was.
Yeah.
Lamont Butler hitting the buzzer beater. That was unbelievable. That's my first Final Four I've ever been to also. I was also sitting, it's so hard to see sometimes, but it was really, really cool to be at, and it was a great game. Houston-Baylor, not last season, but 2 seasons ago. It was like the 3rd home game in the new Foster Pavilion for Baylor. Beautiful arena. Houston's, I think, number 1. They were like top 5 in the country, I think they were. It was a great game. Jamal Shed hit what we thought was a game-winning half-court shot on the buzzer, but he just didn't get it off, so they went to overtime. Houston still ended up winning, but that was probably the best actual basketball game college-wise that I've ever been at.
That's pretty cool.
That was crazy.
Do you know that I saw a double buzzer beater? Buzzer beater waved off for a timeout, and then they hit the actual buzzer beater.
What game was that?
It was Maryland Cliff Tucker, rest in peace.
Oh, man.
Double buzzer beater. Pretty cool.
Is that the best game you've ever been to?
No, Maryland beating Duke in 2010, first year of the ACC title. Rushed the floor.
That's fair. Damn, I've never rushed a court in my life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not even at our... Oh, man, that's crazy.
You know what?
In my feels.
This is the year, Ryan.
No,
This is the year.
I'm not going to run on the court. Would I run on the court?
You would.
It depends where we are.
It depends where we are. You're telling me,
Like, give me a situation.
if they finally get you out
to where?
to a BYU basketball game,
Well, they're going to be like top 5 in the country.
and you were in that student section, and they go undefeated, and you're there to see it, you ain't storming the court with all them?
I'm not going to... Am I in the student section?
Guys,
Maybe.
fam, you
I would
heard
do it
me.
then. I would do
Ryan
it.
storming a court this year. Anyway.
Even if I'm by myself.
Even if he's by himself. Kind of a related question. This one comes from Josh McClain, 22. What are the 3 best arenas in college athletics that you've ever been to? In college basketball?
Like home
that you've been
arenas,
to?
I guess, right?
Yes, not the Garden. That doesn't count.
Yeah, I was about to say, Garden's kind of a home arena.
Garden doesn't count.
Garden rocks. Dean Dome at Carolina. I'm wearing the Carolina shirt. Dean Dome at Carolina for sure, because that place is like one of the meccas of all of basketball. And that was like, when I started doing the content stuff and like started doing the trips and really branching out, that was actually the first trip I did. I went to go hook up with my boy Armando Baycott at Carolina, obviously. And when we walked into the arena the day before the game, not a single person was there. Not a single person except for Eric, brother, behind the camera, Armando, and myself. And we walked in, and just being there in the arena was unbelievable. And then being there the next day, we sat, shout out to Armando again, at midcourt in the 2nd row. They kicked the shit out of Syracuse by like 40, but not the point.
Chapel Hill's also incredible.
Like, I'm speechless right now. It was actually insane. I have never been to like Duke and a couple other crazy arenas, so this list is like my own for now. I'm working on it. I'm working on it this year, but Chapel Hill, Dean Dome is probably one. I mentioned Foster Pavilion at Baylor.
Yeah. That
place is unbelievable. Schools that, especially power schools, 'cause I feel like they feel the need, power schools, to do the most all the time. And Baylor knows their community is big, but not like insanely huge. So they made one that fit their community.
It's a football school.
It fits
they know
like
it.
8,000, 9,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
It's in
Maybe because it's in Texas.
It's in
but
Texas.
Whatever. But it only fits like 8,000, 9,000 people. It's so beautiful.
That was not a dig at the Baylor basketball program.
Yeah, no,
at
won
all.
national championship,
It is a
obviously.
football school.
Yeah,
Point blank.
fine.
Period.
But the Foster Pavilion is so beautiful. The way everything is done, it's
Yep.
modern. The glass windows on the top behind each basket, like the sunlight gleaming in. The student section is all around and really, it's like a soccer arena. How it's really close to the court.
Love it.
Reminds me of an EPL arena.
Cool.
And I love that.
And they finally fixed the camera angle.
They did. I forgot about that. It was like really
Yeah,
high up at
it was
first, right?
terrible, yeah.
The other one, third one, like I said, I haven't been to a lot of places that I'm looking forward to going to. I'd say Hilton Coliseum at Iowa State was awesome, but that's more because of the fans. Like the arena itself is nothing like special at all.
Yeah.
I like Xfinity at Maryland is really cool.
Yeah. By the way, by way of fans, I was thinking GCU a little bit too.
I was gonna say GCU, even like Princeton's arena is really
Oh,
cool.
that is such a good one, Ryan.
That's probably the answer.
It's great.
I'll go with Jadwin Gym
It's
in Princeton.
great.
If you don't know about Princeton basketball, they play in this big dome, and it has an indoor track. So they pull like these bleachers in. I'll flash a picture on screen if you're watching just to explain it.
Jadwin
to you,
is incredible.
It is so
I've been there
cool.
for a hockey game too.
What? They do hockey there?
Holds up. They did. I don't know if they do anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to Jadwin a million times, obviously, at this point, but it's so cool. It's like so unique.
Yeah.
And it actually creates for a good environment for a good game.
Yeah, love
So
it. That's a really good one.
I'll go, what did I say, Dean Dome Foster and Jadwin Gymnasium.
Love that. All right. We got 2 questions from one person. Shout out to Joey Shea.
2
great questions.
2 questions.
I love this first one because it's a great either or.
Okay.
Will Braden Smith have more 13 assist games, or will Purdue have more losses? Which one of those is going to be higher? The number of times Braden Smith has 13 plus assists, or Purdue losses?
That is a thinker. I'm pulling up his stats real fast from last year. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13 plus 6 games. That's more than I thought he had. He had 15 assists in that game versus Houston.
Yeah. He was amazing.
What? That's crazy. 15 assists. Some teams don't even get 15
By the way,
assists
5
versus
is
Houston.
a great, Joey, 5 is a great number for
Oh,
this.
my God. Because, like, Purdue, so they lost 5 games last year when they went to the national championship game with
Right.
Zach Edey.
That game counts as number 5.
Yes, and that's their standard this year to be that good of a team. Ooh, Braden Smith's probably going to have, let's say he has around 5 again. That's tough. Damn. I will say that the answer is Braden Smith assist games. I think he pushes that to like 6 or 7, maybe even 8. Which that's crazy though.
I agree. I think at 5 or 6, by the way, that's kind of a safe number.
Yeah, I think there's more of a chance that Braden Smith has a couple of extra crazy assist games with a really good, with a better supporting cast than he had last year.
Yep.
Versus Purdue losing extra games.
Yep.
They're going to be
Well,
good.
and
They're
also,
not losing 10 games.
And here's the thing. Even in this hypothetical that we're playing, if they lost in the Sweet 16, you don't get extra losses on top of that. It's 1 loss. And they're going to be a fantastic regular season
They get
team.
maybe 1 tournament loss.
That's what I mean. No, max.
Maybe.
That's it.
They're,
you can't have any more.
They're not losing 10 They're not losing 10
Yeah.
games, and Braden Smith could have 10 games with 13 assists. That's
agree.
crazy though.
Agree.
But he could. So
Good
that's a
question.
crazy question to think about. Wow.
Joey's second question. Who are the top 3 mid-major coaches, and are they building a resume or a program?
Yeah, I prep for this one. Listen, Joey Shea with these questions,
Yeah.
the way he said that, are they building a resume or a program,
Yeah,
is
it's great.
unbelievable. I sat there and I, like, again, hands in my head, thought about it for like 20 minutes. I was like, that's a crazy second piece of the question.
Let's take the second piece out. The second
I
piece of
won't.
that question, I want to address it first, is a really hard thing to know unless you are
Externally.
in the coach's brain. Like every single coach in college basketball wants to coach the best schools in the country. So you can say you're building a program, but when push comes to shove,
I can give you a good example off the top of my head. John Gross at Akron.
Mark Few.
He's not, mid majors. We're not doing Mountain West, not A10.
Okay, but Mark Few 15 years ago.
Mark Few, well, that's a good question.
10 years ago.
Well, he's been building a program forever.
I know.
But also to clarify, we're not mid majors. We're not doing Gonzaga, no Mountain West. I think the WCC counts, but not Gonzaga. But no Mountain West, no A10, like true mid majors.
Okay.
So, like, to me, I mentioned John Gross at Akron. John Gross at Akron is one of the best coaches in the country. He's unbelievable. He's building a program. He's been building a program. He's not going anywhere. They've been awesome. He's shown no signs of being poached anywhere. He's never in conversations for a reason, because if he wanted to be, he would.
He's also already done it.
Yeah, well, that's fair. But my point is that he could go back to to the power level. He could go to the power level now and be a great coach, where he's not. So John Gross is my number one option. I'm not ordering 1 through 3, but
building a program.
John Gross is up there. He is also not building a resume. He's building a program. And he has a great resume from it.
I was going to say his resume already speaks for itself.
Another person who's not building a resume, because he ain't going anywhere, is Randy Bennett at St. Mary's.
Sure.
I think they're considered a mid-major when you think of the school, the size of the school. Even though they've been great, they're not up to like Gonzaga-level basketball standards, obviously.
No, but Gonzaga helps them.
Of course. And I do wonder how that's going to look with the Pac-12 and then them staying in the WCC, obviously. But Randy Bennett, definitely building a program. Also, clearly one of the best mid-major coaches in the country. Even though they can't get to that like Sweet 16 and second weekend hump, like it's not that easy, and he's still a great coach. The other one is tough. There's a lot of guys I think of. Like I think of Mitch Henderson and James Jones at Yale, and Princeton and Yale in the Ivy League, who are really good. Chris Mack, like he hasn't had the mid-major success yet with Charleston after 1 year, obviously. So I can't put him there yet. Brian Wardle at Bradley's really good. I like Bob Ritchie at Furman.
He's a great coach. And it's a great style of basketball.
And I thought that he was going to get thrown around in conversations this year, kind of like Bucky McMillan was.
Yeah.
And he got poached kind of late because of the A&M Maryland thing. I think Bob Ritchie, with one more good season at Furman, will be gone.
But that doesn't mean he's building a resume.
So my answer for Bob Ritchie, though, he's in the top 3 here. Bob Ritchie is building a program, but that is building his resume.
It is going to get him a better job.
And
I agree.
He's doing it maybe not with the intention to get a better job, but he knows in the back of his head that's coming. The other two guys, that's not coming. He knows that.
I think what you just said is a good kind of pin to put in this, which is by building a good program, you are also creating a better resume for yourself.
Yes, obviously.
And and by the way, there's nothing wrong with using a school as a stepping stone to go somewhere else. That is college sports.
And also, the younger you are, the better. Bob Ritchie's 42.
Yep.
He's on the younger side of college basketball coaches. So,
okay,
there you go.
All right. Question number 5 comes from our guy, Mike Venezia.
Ooh. I didn't see this one.
Mike Venezia.
My guy. Shout out Makeshift Hoops.
Shout out Makeshift Hoops. When was your first I made it moment when creating content?
Good question, Mike. I actually didn't see this before. Yes, that's a good question. I've reflected a lot over the last 2 years because I've started to have moments that have kind of shocked me. I've sit back and I'm like, I can't believe this is actually happening to me. I'll tell you one right now. I'm quitting. I quit my job. There you go. That's a moment right there. That's a big one. I think there have been other moments and smaller moments and different levels to it in scale. Like when I did my first brand deal for $100, I was like, no way. Someone just gave me 100 bones to do a video on whatever it was. I think a couple of big moments, though, have been the Pat McAfee shout out last year.
That was really cool.
I was in a meeting.
Also came out of nowhere.
I had no idea what was happening. They just found one of my videos online, and Pat started going he was like, "Who is this guy?" And he started screaming "Hammer,
hammer, 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 hammer,"
screaming it because they do Hammer Down.
Yeah.
That was cool because the video had already blown up. My account was going crazy after that. The follows, it was like an NBA video on the T-Wolves GM, but they just put it on ESPN or whatever they were broadcasting on. That was really cool. And I'd say all the 2 Final Fours that I most recently went to, it gets more and more each year. I guess all 3 really. Walking around the city, I get recognized and I ask to take a picture every 10 minutes. And it's I'm getting chills right now, actually. It is genuinely such a wholesome feeling, and it makes me so grateful for what I'm doing. I'm not going to get super emotional right now and cry, but it makes me emotional to think that people care that much and they I don't know, they relate to what I'm doing. They like what I'm doing. It means so much to me also to give me this platform. So I want to be extra kind, even though I like to be kind anyway. But seriously, I'm so grateful for it all. And the Final Fours it blows my mind. Every time I go to a college game, kids ask me questions. We were at Iowa State, and I felt like we were walking in like a celebrity. If Tyrese Halliburton walked in, outside of them putting him on the screen, I had the same amount of people in that moment asking me to take pictures. It made no sense to me.
I think it's cool. Congratulations, by the way, on making this officially your full-time gig. I think for me, as the Cooper Manning of the family, so to speak, which I'm by the way, if that means my son's Archie, I'm cool with that.
Shout out your son, Beckham.
Shout out Beckham. By the way, that name alone,
Beckham Hammer better be a stud.
That name alone leaves a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
But walking around with you and walking around with Eric is a really cool thing. As much as I like laugh about it, I'm like, oh, again. You guys get stopped in some of the most random, like Kansas City, Missouri, Madison, Wisconsin, Omaha, Nebraska. Like that's a really cool thing for me to see as your big brother. By the way, the McAfee one is clearly my answer to this too.
It was so weird.
My phone was blowing up when you got a shout out on McAfee.
It's so funny.
So I can only imagine what yours looked like.
I was just in a meeting and I thought something. I gotta be honest. I thought I got canceled for something because my phone's blowing up. I'm thinking like, oh my god, did I like say something stupid? And I never I would never. There's no reason for
Can't
that.
be
but,
too
like,
sure.
Exactly. So in my head, I'm like, oh my god, what did I do wrong?
Oh my God, Big Blue Nation finally got to me. That's probably what you thought.
Someone in the SEC.
That's for the SEC finally figured me out.
That's my answer. Let's take a short break real fast. We'll be back with a brand new segment right after this. Our brand new segment called Home Court Advantage, presented by Homefield. I mentioned it last week briefly on the episode by myself, but we are going to be highlighting throughout the college basketball, really college sports season, the best student sections and fan stories in the entire country. Now, college football just started. I know I want to leave this one up to you. I know that you have a great one for this, right?
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. We travel all the way to Honolulu.
Yeah.
For the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii.
Hell yeah.
A program that has struggled with attendance since the Colt Brennan days in the late 2000s. Shout out our guy Duke Brennan.
Shout out the Brennan family.
Shout out Duke Brennan and the Brennan family. They sold out their home opener yesterday against ACC opponent Stanford. Hawaii has one of the most unique entrances in college sports. They do a conch shell. They do the haka.
The conch shells are crazy.
Yeah, the conch
and
shell,
the Warriors
the
go
haka,
on.
15,000 plus. By the way, fun fact, they almost got kicked out of D1 for not having enough fans at their football games a couple of years ago until the NCAA.
Recently?
Yeah, but
I didn't know that.
The NCAA stripped the rule away in the time period that they would have had to adjust their attendance.
Whoa.
Nonetheless, 15K plus, second sold out crowd in 2 years, walked it off with a game-winning field goal.
Wow, that's sick.
Hawaii football has had their fair share of big moments in the last 20, 30 years in college football, and everybody always revels and loves it. How cool would it be to have a relevant Hawaii college basketball team?
Well, let me just say, that was awesome. The Hawaii entrance was unbelievable. The fans were amazing.
Yeah.
Even as the team was walking into the stadium, the home court or home field advantage in this sense was truly, truly there. So they deserve this. The game was awesome. That would be cool. Now, they are going to the Mountain West fully. They're only in the Mountain West for football now. They're leaving the Big West in all the conference realignment next year to fully go into the Mountain West.
Yeah.
Or leaving the Big West to go to the Mountain West. Even though some of the Mountain West schools are leaving, obviously, it would be sick.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
By the way, this is not part of the segment.
Oh.
But you know what? If they really wanted us to go there, I think we would do it.
I would have to think about it. Let me check my schedule. I'm free. I would be there in a heartbeat.
Shout out Hawaii. Shout out
Really
Rainbow
cool.
Warriors. Really cool stuff.
Really cool. All right, let's go on with our next question. Go ahead.
Awesome. Question number 6 is from Evans Picks on Twitter. He wants to know who your sleeper true mid-major conferences, or I should say what your sleeper true mid-major conferences are to look out for this season.
This is another tough one that I needed to do. I honed in on some
True,
some
capitalized, bolded.
Yeah, I really had
underlined.
to think. So like I said about mid majors, no A10, etc. Because the A10 is going to be good, whatever.
Right.
I went with the MVC, Missouri Valley Conference. Again, I feel like it's become one of the premier true mid-major leagues in the country. Usually, teams are scrambling in the portal a lot. They have a lot of teams returning teams. I know Illinois State, I know Belmont, UNI are returning a lot of different pieces. So many pieces from last year, a few of them returning their best players, which is going to be huge. Continuity is massive. Experience. I know Bradley's going to be good. Murray State got a brand new head coach, Ryan Miller from Creighton, who is my guy. Mason Miller is coming over from Creighton with him. They got guys from North Texas. They got guys from Boise State. They got this kid Lane Taylor coming in from Central Arkansas. If you haven't seen Lane Taylor play, he's probably my height, 5'11" guard, shifty AF. He can do everything. He's crafty. Put it at Central Arkansas.
UCA could fill it up.
As a freshman as a freshman last year.
A Frenchman.
A Frenchman, you say? You say a Frenchman, Pasquale. What was that? Remember on was it All That? They used to
Oh
do
my
Pierre
God.
Escargot. Yeah,
Keenan Thompson.
He used to say some like nonsense in
Yeah.
French in the bathtub. But yeah, as a freshman, Lane Taylor at Central Arkansas last year, he was one of the best freshmen in the country production-wise. So people don't know about him. They're going to know about him this year. Murray State's going to be really good. Also, Drake they lost Ben McCullum, but they have the South Dakota State head coach who's really good there.
Drake is a great program. Yes, the coach matters, but
They're always going to be good no
they're
matter
gonna be-
what.
they're gonna be just
I just
fine.
named like 6 different schools who I could all see being the team there in some capacity probably.
and that's what makes a good conference.
Love the Murray State team. Exactly. The mid-major leagues struggle when it's like 2 good teams at the top. Where I think the SoCon I was going to say.
Yep.
But I feel like there's only like 2 or 3 good teams this year.
Okay.
And where MVC I see a lot more than
Okay.
that. So I'll go MVC.
Cool. All right. A look forward to next year with question number 7 from Biz and Zlay, I think it is, on Twitter.
Sure.
Where will the new Pac-12 rank in 2020-26, and will it be a power conference?
Interesting. So the Pac-12 teams, the Pac-12 is going to be interesting. The Pac-12,
Gonzaga, San Diego
Right.
State, Utah
It's like
State,
Boise
Colorado
State.
State, Texas State,
It's the best of the Mountain West right now.
and Texas State.
You throw in Texas State and you throw in
Gonzaga
Gonzaga,
for
which is the big
basketball.
one. Because I think the reason why the Mountain West has like people are like, oh, it's as good as the power conferences in basketball. It really hasn't been. The reason why is because they don't have the top end quality consistently. Like San Diego State has gotten a 4 and a 5 seed and gone to the Final Four. But like to be a true power conference, you need more than one team doing that, and you need a team at the tippy top and consistently. So I think having Gonzaga, if they can return to what their quality should be by their standard of being a top 10 team the entire year and competing for 1 seeds and 2 seeds, which they can be with better recruiting again in the
Yeah.
Pac-12, I think they could be seen as a power conference. I think San Diego State going up with them and kind of upping their game to being a consistently good top 25 team every year would do that. And if they have 2 top teams programs like that, but it's tough because like I think it's a poor man's version of the Big East because the Big East has 11 schools right now. They have like 3 or 4 really good teams every year. They have 1 or 2 teams at the tippy top, and then the bottom half of the league, 5 teams suck every year. And this league is going to have the same problem with like Fresno State, Texas State. Like
I was going to say it's kind of like the Mountain West, but with Gonzaga added to it. And so to me, it's definitively no. They will not be a
For
power
now.
conference for now.
it's
That could change.
like when we talk about it next year, are we going to say Power 6?
No way.
I think we'll call it Power 5 and 1. They don't deserve it yet, but they're the Pac-12. So like I don't know, it's so tough to say if they're going to be a power conference or not. I'd say no as of now until Gonzaga and San Diego State can cement themselves at the top.
I think that they need more from everybody else for it to be a power conference.
So you think if they have
I think Colorado State and Utah State
That could do
and
it.
Washington State and Oregon State are more important to the answer to this
You're
question
probably right,
than
actually.
Gonzaga and San Diego State.
You're probably right, but like, are they going to be able to having 4 teams that are all like 3 of them are ranked and 1 of them is getting votes, or would you rather have 2 teams in the top 15 and then no one else?
It's I don't know.
The answer is the latter.
I think we agree that it's not next year. Let's see what happens.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Question number 8 comes from Tweety Joes on Instagram. Your thoughts on Cam Boozer's comments about Duke being overlooked for next year and a big fat LOL at the end of it?
Yeah. Was that from him? LOL?
I don't know.
I think it's from him.
I think it's from him.
Okay, LOL. I'm not laughing. I mean, I'm chuckling. I am wearing a Carolina shirt, but I am going to talk positively about Duke, which is maybe I should cover it. I'll blur it out.
Nobody
for the
ever
segment.
overlooks Duke.
No, I actually disagree this year.
Okay, go on.
First of all, Cam Boozer's my guy, and that doesn't it doesn't matter. It doesn't impact this at all. I think he's kind of right. I looked up a couple of rankings, even though they're way too early. John Rothstein has Duke at 9. ESPN's rankings, I think it's Borzello, has Duke at 12 to start the year. In what world is Duke not going to be a top 5 team for a majority of the year? They're going to wipe through the entire ACC outside of like Louisville, maybe Carolina, NC State, but like they're probably going to wipe through most of the ACC. They have a few breakout players. They have an unbelievable freshman class. Cam Boozer is going to be one of the best players in the entire country. Like, the system is great. John Shire is one of the best coaches in the country. Like, in what world are they not going to be for sure a top 10 team, if not a top 3
And
or
I think
5?
what you just said is exactly the look. Cam and Caden are fantastic. They need a reason to pump up the rest of the team. What you just said is why the answer to this question is obviously no. Duke is not being overlooked.
But my point is that they're not being considered enough as the top contender. When you talk about Purdue, Houston, Florida, like Duke is in the conversation this year, but no one's putting them in as of right now. So I think they're being overlooked in August.
Fine.
I don't think they'll be getting overlooked in December.
Yeah, sure. November.
Deal. When the season,
Okay. I think we're on the same page here.
Fine.
Question number 9 from M Conrad 713. This is going to be a little bit of a long one.
I did a lot of prep work. Don't worry.
Know. Based on historic success of programs only, make a tournament bracket seeding 1 through 4 lines. I will add, this is the first time in this show's history that the blue-blooded name is being put at risk here.
Because I love mid-majors and non-blue bloods. It's just a good name.
I'm just saying. So once again, real quick, tournament bracket 1 through 4, based on historic success of the program. I did not do this exercise, but I have some comments on yours.
I did it. Did you see mine already in the sheet?
I did.
Damn, I thought I was gonna surprise you. It's not gonna be good then. Okay, the top was easy. The bottom was very hard.
Yep.
1 seeds. Carolina. I had them as the overall one. Debatable, but it doesn't really matter. 1 seeds. I have Carolina, Kansas, Duke, and Kentucky.
No notes.
I mean, no notes.
Yeah, zero.
Zero notes. Because like UConn.
And by the way, your first 2 seed, no notes.
UConn is a newer blue blood, even though they are.
Sure.
UCLA has fallen off. And speaking of, UCLA and UConn are the first 2 seeds, without a doubt.
Yep.
For exact opposite reasons. But UCLA, I mean, it was so long ago, but it is the basketball brand of all basketball brands. When you think about it, they have the old success. They've still been relevant in some capacity. So UCLA, UConn. Then it got tougher. Because then you have to start weeding through, like, when did teams succeed? Were they consistent? Do they have national championships? Do they have a lot of Final Fours? Like, then you have to look head-to-head against someone. Like, it's really, really tough.
Yep.
I put Michigan State and Villanova as the next 2 seeds. I think Nova is the debatable one. But I value the success in the modern game more than I do in the past, for sure. Right? So, like, I didn't say Indiana yet. Indiana's my first 3 seed. It was a debate. I think the Indiana fans won't enjoy that, but it's been so long since they've been good, and they've been really bad, and especially by their standards and spending and everything in the current era. But Villanova dominating, but also having some past success before 2000, I think they deserve to be that last 2 seed. Indiana's my first 3 seed. Then I have Florida, Louisville, and Michigan as the next 3 seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm picking and choosing at this point, but Florida, their national championships. Michigan's had a lot of appearances deep in tournaments. 4 seed is where it got really, really tough. Like,
before you go there real quick,
yeah,
the one thing I'll say is that, and this is fair, like, given you and given us and given our audience, like, this is historical, but still with a nod to the present. UCLA has 11 titles. Nobody else has more than 8.
What are you going to do with that?
No. So what I'm saying is, this is a historical lens, but with a lens on the last 10 to 15 years also.
And
because you could, if you're going based on that, UCLA is a 1 seed, no questions asked.
And I'm gonna leave teams out of here.
Sure.
Like, you have national championships and Final Fours against plumbers. That's like basically that's like a 0 to me almost.
Wow.
Like, I think.
Say that to John Wooden.
I'm pretty sure like Ohio State has national championship from like 1960 or something.
Sure.
Like, that's not. I don't know what year it was. You can fact check me if you really want to, but. Like, that means nothing to me.
Okay.
That means nothing. Sorry, San Francisco, the Dons. Even though I love
you
the Dons.
You do love USF.
I love the Dons. Like, Wilt Chamberlain's title. Like, come on now. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Titles, I think they have 2.
Yeah.
All right, 4 seeds though. I have Syracuse, Arizona, and Arkansas in there for sure. Arkansas's national championship was actually more recent than I thought. I think it was the 90s, and they've been good sporadically over the last 20 years. But Musk got them back. Now they have Cal, so there's current success also. Arizona and Syracuse, I think, for the last, 30 years have been very, very good. Syracuse hasn't missed, I learned this last week, they haven't missed 4 tournaments in a row since 1972 until now.
Okay.
So, the last 4 years have been terrible, but whatever it is, 40 to 50 years before that were excellent. So, Syracuse is up there, Arizona, Arkansas. And then I have between Ohio State, Houston, Gonzaga, and NC State for the last one. Now, Ohio State has, I think they have 11 Final Fours or something, which I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And they have had a lot of recent ones. Houston and Gonzaga have, and to me, it's past success in history because it's from the 90s at this point.
Yep.
NC State has been too sporadic, I think, over time because they've been really bad and then spurts of really good, and they have a couple national titles from Valvano in '83. But It's tough. Ohio State, Houston, Gonzaga. When I think of all-time programs, like Gonzaga is my gut feeling, and I think that's a stupid answer.
It is a stupid answer.
But I'm gonna go Houston.
Oh, okay. So you said it was a stupid answer, and then you didn't give the stupid answer.
It's my gut, but my stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Because
I
they
thought
had 5 Slam and Jamma, had enough success.
No. I think Gonzaga would have been the stupid answer.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. We agree.
But
there's
but
no
my gut
history
says
past.
Gonzaga.
Okay, but if you're going back and talking about Jim Valvano,
I'm just kidding. But Houston's been down in the Ducks. I'm going to go Houston because Ohio State's title is irrelevant to me. It was so long ago.
okay. To me, you can't call yourself a top 15, 16
Without a title.
without a title.
So Ohio State's title in
I
1805
I think
counts?
NC State's is more relevant. Not to mention the Jim Valvano run.
Yeah, but they've been so bad. They've been so bad for too long sporadically over time. Like, they've been only sporadically good. By the way,
this comes back to the historical lens with a focus on present. So I'm not arguing that point. I just have a hard time calling somebody one of the best basketball programs of all time.
That's fine.
Without a national title.
That's fine. NC State had the Final Four as an 11 seed as a bid stealer. Before that, it was first round appearances back to the early 2010s. They went to a Sweet 16, and then they missed 5 tournaments. They went to 5, then they missed 10 in a row. It's just like I hear the case for that, but I don't know.
There are only 2 schools that we have not talked about at all during this conversation that have 2 titles. Can you name them?
San Francisco?
No, you've talked about them.
Oh, sorry. Talked about them at
That
all?
we have not even mentioned in this conversation. There are 2 schools that have 2 titles. They are both.
They're from both 1805, probably.
They are both current basketball. They are both schools that currently have good enough basketball programs.
Just tell me, what is it?
Cincinnati and Oklahoma State.
Oh, I did know that. They're both from 1805.
And Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I was right. That's my point. Oklahoma State cannot be on here. No.
Okay.
Cincinnati, I have
Cincinnati went back-to-back in the 60s.
Congratulations to them. What conference were they in? The Independents?
I think everybody was in the Independents conference then.
So my point is those titles don't mean it as much to me as Gonzaga going to 30 straight tournaments.
So then, is it a fair
30 straight or something like that?
I will repeat what I've been saying this whole time. You are answering this question leaning into the current.
Yes, but like a school like Gonzaga.
By the way, Oklahoma States were in the 1940s.
Oh my God, World War II. Oh my God.
They were called the Oklahoma State Aggies, and they won back-to-back titles the 1940s.
I'm sure Homefield has Aggies gear.
T. Boone Pickens might have been on the damn team. He's investing in it now. He might have been on the team then.
I'll go Texas Western. That's my last 4
That's a great answer.
Okay?
That's a great answer.
I'll go Houston, even though they've been pretty bad.
Okay.
Ohio State could be the answer too. So.
Okay. I don't have any real issues, by the way. I do think that maybe Louisville over Villanova for the last 2 seed.
Fine.
And then Indiana, Florida, Michigan all checks out. Syracuse. I have a soft spot for Arizona, as you know, with the Lute Olson teams.
Yeah, but they don't belong in the 3 seed line here.
No, I agree. Arkansas, sure.
They won in the 90s. That's a valuable title.
They checked the box. I agree.
Yeah.
They checked my box.
It's tough though, the title thing, because like when you look at the schools who have won titles, I took into account every school that has won a modern title basically.
Yeah.
In every way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Because they're all taken up by majority, like half the teams here.
Yeah.
So like, after that is why I struggled, where I was like, I don't think you need a title.
No, I think your first 14 are very good, and then the Arkansas, Houston, Ohio State, Gonzaga, NC State, you name it.
Yeah, I don't feel good about any of them.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
That's fine.
That was a really fun question.
I wonder who would win a bracket.
Well, are you creating the best starting 5s of all these teams ever?
Maybe that's the next.
I'll take the one with Michael Jordan on it.
As a college player, there have been better.
I know, but it's so
there
hard.
have been better. Wasn't even the number 1 pick for a reason.
Sure.
Maybe he should have been.
Sure. It's hard to completely take it.
Yeah, but like Kansas all-time wins.
I know.
Carolina and Duke players. Oh my God.
I know.
I would go with those 3 over.
I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun questions,
Carolina has whatever.
Bonus question. This question has nothing to do with basketball.
Okay.
We're going to be quick, and
I'm gonna close the computer.
You're going to answer it quick. I know that you saw this question because you interacted with it on Twitter.
Was it me for sure, or was it one of the other?
It could have been somebody else handling the Twitter account.
Okay.
From Jackson Grave on Twitter. Would you rather eat a bean-sized man or a man-sized bean?
I saw this. I haven't thought about it since the day I saw it.
I thought about it.
Can you say it again?
Would you rather eat a bean-sized man or a man-sized bean?
That's not even remotely a question. I'm eating the bean-sized man.
Oh, we have different answers.
First of all, I don't even like beans that much. That's a problem. What kind of bean? Is it a pinto bean or something?
We have very different answers.
Okay, can I explain?
Yes.
Stop laughing so much.
I can't.
All right, actually keep laughing.
It's a great question.
Yeah, when I saw that, I just was like, oh my god, I hope we get to talk about this. I'm happy you brought it up. I would rather eat the bean-sized man. First of all, that's like this big.
It's a very small man.
I don't like beans.
Are you a cannibal now?
I don't care. I mean,
Apparently not.
what is that? Unless it's Ant-Man and he's gonna kill me. Although I have to
we're getting to.
if I swallow him, he's gonna be alive in me for a while. So I have to like crunch on him.
You have to chew the man.
But it's so tiny, it would be like I've eaten crickets before.
Sure.
So it's eating a cricket basically to me.
Except it's a human. This is very simple for me. I can take that bean and portion control it for the rest of my life. High in fiber.
Whoa.
Beans are delicious. No. High in fiber.
That's
It doesn't say one sitting.
No. Yeah, but you're evading the essence of the question.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I would rather eat a man-sized bean.
Yeah, but you can't. You're gonna. Oh, I got a life supply of beans forever now. Like that's BS.
Why?
Because then you're just eating beans regular. Then that's the obvious answer.
I like
no
beans.
Shit. But that's the obvious answer. Like you have to go. The essence of the question is in one sitting, basically, until you finish.
Yeah, no,
it.
my answer doesn't change. I finish.
You still go to the bean.
Yeah, I'd finish the bean.
You're probably gonna die.
And so are you by having a human.
How am I gonna die?
Because you're gonna have a human kicking your organs.
Dog,
on the
I've eaten
inside.
like rocks and grass before by accident when I was a kid. I'm fine.
Can you believe this guy?
The bean. You're overthinking how big that is.
But please keep more of these questions coming.
You want me to stand up real fast? You think about how big. Look at this. How big this bean is gonna be.
Yeah,
Think
but
about this.
you're bigger than an average man,
You think so?
and I'm for sure bigger than an average man.
Whatever. That's a great way to end the episode.
Yes.
Oh my God. Appreciate y'all for listening and watching. I do want to know everyone's answer to that question.
Yeah, please.
The bean size. We're gonna put this on Twitter also for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. TBD on the schedule this upcoming week. I have a trip plan.
Are you allowed to tell people where you're going?
I'm not going to tell them yet.
Okay.
We're going to have a great guest on, maybe a couple of guests. I'm not sure. It'll be for the week after in 2 weeks, but this next week we'll figure it out. Again, appreciate y'all for listening. If you're watching, hey. But either way, make sure to like, subscribe, leave your reviews, leave questions and comments. I genuinely appreciate all of it because we're taking this podcast to the stratosphere.
Conference preview soon.
Conference previews are coming soon. That's part of what's happening with the guests this week.
Oh.
So it's
Oops.
all good. I'm going to a conference. They'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah,
It's
one
all
of
good.
them.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Listen. Bye.